They're a staple in the South, and they're so much more than just a breakfast food. Erin Byers Murray is the author of a new book called Grits, A Cultural and Culinary Journey Through the South. She's here today with a recipe that looks delicious. Gruyère grits.
Thank you.
With
Yes.
wild mushrooms.
Thank you. Yes.
Yum.
It's one of those comfort food dishes that it was really easy too.
It sounds really good. How do we get started?
So if you want to start, this is just a couple of cups of cooked grits, and if you want to add the cheese and the cream, stir those together and we'll sort of make it really smooth.
Nice.
And I'm going to start on the mushrooms here. We've got some butter melted. Smells really good and holiday ready. Add some white pepper. And then we'll put in some shallots and garlic.
Okay. So there are about 20 different recipes in your book. The rest of it really is kind of a culinary journey.
It is. I spent a lot of time researching this book, and it took me all over the Southeast. I interviewed chefs and corn millers and farmers, and really it was to help shape a picture of this very iconic Southern dish.
Yeah. You're not a Southerner by birth. You're by choice.
I am. I was born in Augusta, Georgia, but lived away from the South for a long time. And I didn't grow up eating grits.
Yeah.
So when I relocated here about 6 years ago, I really wanted to get to know my region better. And so I decided to dive in and study it through the lens of this one particular dish.
Were there things that surprised you?
Absolutely. For one, I think that the local mill used to be a thing that existed, 100 or so years ago. And now we have a resurgence of those mills coming back. So you can find stone ground grits at various places all over the South. And, they're just little producers, but they're doing great things with organic corn and heirloom varieties of corn.
Nice. And you say you can substitute grits for just about anything else.
Well, my husband's gluten-free, and so we use it a lot as a substitute for pasta.
Right.
It's also, grits and polenta are basically the same thing. There's a ground corn product, and so anytime you see a polenta recipe, put in grits.
That'd be good.
So a lot of Italian dishes, this kind of has like a mountainous Italian sensibility to it.
Yeah.
So.
We got mushrooms going in?
Yep, we're going to do the mushrooms.
Just kind of a mixed variety of different mushrooms?
Yep, it says wild, but you can find them at the farmer's market, you can find them anywhere. I add some thyme to this. Let these cook down just a little bit, and then we're going to add some wine to this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that comes together really quickly. You got dinner in just a few minutes.
Right. If you don't mind stirring some grits for a little bit beforehand, you're good.
Yeah, yeah. What are some other things we might not know about grits?
Well, I think that, the dish itself, the history of it, a lot of people associate it with the South, but it truly goes back thousands of years. As soon as they start cultivating corn, which is, 10,000 years ago, they have evidence of hand milling tools. So as soon as they're growing corn, they're finding a way to grind it. They're probably cooking it with water. So early variations of grits existed where corn was first cultivated, which is central Mexico.
I love it.
So it comes through, into the Southeast thousands of years later, but now it's a dish that we consider ours.
Yeah, we claim it for sure. What's your favorite grits recipe?
This is going to be one of my tops, but I love a good shrimp and grits.
Oh yeah, who doesn't, right?
Yeah,
they're so good.
Sausage and bacon and big fat Gulf shrimp. Right over a pile of grits. Yeah.
Well, it looks like a fascinating book. I think you're going to really enjoy it. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And you'll want to try this recipe. You'll find it online in the Talk of the Town section at newschannel5.com. The book Grits is available wherever you buy your books.